Hey there, Libra. How are you today? My name is Sherilyn, and I'm here to do your weekend bonus reading. This one is going to be for, what did I say? Oh, this one's going to be for Friday the 21st through Sunday the 24th. I'll be back on Sunday to do weekly readings to get you through next week, right? That's it. We're just going to pull cards, see what Spirit wants to talk about, okay? We got it. Okay, let's see what we get. This one's for my Libras. All right, y'all. Let's see what we got. What is the current situation? What you got right now? The Seven of Wands. Okay, so your current situation is one of extreme defensiveness, okay? We are doing your reading, so I'm assuming this is you that is being hyper defensive. I have no doubt you have good reason, right? Especially since we're talking to Libra, so you're incredibly fair right off the bat. So there's got to be a reason why you're so defensive. Unfortunately, when you get super defensive like this, you not only block out the bad stuff, but quite often you will also block out the good stuff, right? So let's see what we got going on. So what's the obstacle right now? What do you got there? The Two of Pentacles. So you're dealing with a total lack of balance right now. No matter how hard you try to get grounded and find balance in any aspect of your life, it looks like things just aren't balancing out, right? So that is where this defensiveness is apparently stemming from. It's like self-preservation. You just got to keep your boundaries high, I guess. Okay, let's see what we got. So what is it you need to focus on then? What do we need to focus on? The High Priestess. So in this position, and with the cards we have so far, I would say the High Priestess is definitely speaking to you needing to focus harder or more so on your intuition. You are having to pull inward, you know what I'm saying? You need to listen to that little voice inside of you and learn how to figure out what it's saying. Because it seems that the facts are not forthcoming. So it's not easy for you to be able to see in black and white what's going on in front of you. Things are very, I don't know, uncertain, hard to detect, hard to see through. You need your intuition right now, and you need to learn to lean on it. That's what they're saying. Okay, what is it you need to leave behind? The Two of Wands. So the way these play in together for me, it's saying that you are being very defensive in a situation that you are currently a part of, okay? This situation is requiring you to make a decision, okay? You're not making the decision because you don't feel like you have all the facts and you don't have a sense of balance. Fair enough. But there seems to be a decision that needs to be made because what they want you to leave behind is the indecision, right? You have to make a decision. And what this is telling you is that you have the answer, or you know which way is the right way to go if you can just focus on your intuition it's telling you. Okay, that's what I have so far. Okay, what do we got? What is your strength here? The Two of Cups. So there is some sort of a partnership, okay, somewhere in this whole debacle here, this whole situation. You have a divine partnership of some sort, and that is the person that you should be leaning on. A lot of indecision here, though, a lot of uncertainty and a lot of having to take leaps of faith or believe in, you know, find faith in things that you can't necessarily touch or feel, right? Making decisions without the facts, things like that. Okay, what do we have in the near future? Temperance. You achieving a sense of balance and a sense of healing, but you're only gonna achieve that through patience. It's going to take time. I feel like the patience you're having to exhibit is actually towards yourself. This is one of those things where it's just a wait and see. I don't know, wait it out. It feels like it's, yeah, a nail biter, right? That's how it feels to me. That's why, in my head, that's how I feel about it. All right, what do we have? What is the advice? The Lovers. So is all of this over a love situation that you can't decide on whether you want to be in or not in? Maybe, huh? Whatever this decision you're having to make, whatever it pertains to, is definitely something that's heavily laden with emotion at any rate, okay? I guess it doesn't have to be romantic, but it is absolutely somebody you care about, which I can only assume by the Two of Cups up here is some sort of a divine union. But you're being defensive then towards the one person that truly cares about you, it looks like. Why are you doing that? Because you've been hurt before, right? I answer my own questions as I ask them. Okay, here we go. Sorry. What's the atmosphere? The Four of Swords. There's a sense of healing that needs to take place here. I think you're trying to heal, but it would be awfully hard to do with all this stress to make a decision, right? Well, what you do then is you just tell everybody to leave you alone and go away, and so you can heal, right? I guess. Yeah. This is definitely a back and forth energy. This is something you're really struggling with, it looks like. Okay, what do we got? What is your fear? The Ten of Wands. Now, with this card, I am not sure if you are fearing the situation is becoming a heavy burden to you, or are you fearing that you are becoming a heavy burden to this person who you care about? Maybe some of both, huh? Meaning you don't want to take on somebody who's burdensome, but you also are not out to be a burden to anybody. So this is really difficult. What do we have in the outcome? The Tower. Well, from the looks of what all we have here in the cards, I would say that whatever it is that you are building with this divine union here, okay, and the Lovers down here, it is, you're trying to make it come together, build something together. But it looks as though the foundation that y'all are building on is pretty shaky. So the Tower in this case doesn't look to be as severe or as bad as it could in others. Because I don't necessarily think that the Tower falling will be the end of the relationship at all. I think that just the foundation that you're building on right now is not sturdy, so it's going to have to be rebuilt. This is going to fall. And there'll need to be adjustments, don't get me wrong, but I think that you two will persevere, it looks like, if that's what you choose, and rebuild. It's just this isn't on a sturdy foundation. Something about your circumstances right now just seems slightly off. I don't know, so that it's got to be retimed or something, like a false start. I don't know. What do I got for Friday? King of Wands and the Queen of Cups. So you're presenting here as the Queen of Cups and you're dating a King of Wands? Well, that would be why we need to rebuild the foundation probably. Hopefully the King of Wands is evolving into another king. There we go. Saturday, I've got the Five of Swords and the Fool. So you're just super conflicted about whether or not to take a leap of faith towards this person. So there's something here you don't trust. But is that real, or is it just something that's because you're defensive? Sunday, what do you got? The Knight of Pentacles and the Hangman. Yeah, you're feeling stuck. You're not making no decision this weekend. You are just still waiting it out. I can't say that's a bad way to go. It doesn't seem like that's necessarily the wrong way to go, because you don't have the facts and you're not sure where you stand. And you are defensive, so. Okay. Well, maybe the weekly reading on Sunday will come through with more information. Right now, it's just telling me where you're at. I don't believe you've made your mind up yet on what you're going to do, so. There you go. Make them wait. That's great. That's fine. Do that. The Hangman would say you're trying to gain a new perspective, you know. Lord knows you're trying to be fair. You are fair, so. That's what I got, Libra. It looks like you are just waiting it out like we had with the Temperance card, right? You're just being patient until you can figure this out. Not such a bad way to be. There you go. I'm sure that it will come to you, okay? But you definitely need to lean more into that little voice inside of you. It's telling me, okay? All right, that's what I have for you this time, Libra. I hope it somehow helps. Anyways, okay. Thank you. Now go out and make it the best week you possibly can. That's the other part. Okay, there you go. Thanks.